Hari Tiravanacha Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Jari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Jari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Jari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Kalasanji Sri Radhe Radha Jaya Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Radha Kalashanji ki jai, Shri the Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can recite with me. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devyam sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nasta prayasha breshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati utamasoke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Okay, I haven't done a class like this in a while. We do the Krishna House curriculum thing where we read so many verses. So let's see if I can talk for a half an hour. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. My apologies. Maybe we'll make this more interactive. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Kevayam nama rupayam. Kevayam nama rupayam. Yadobihi saha pandavaha. Yadobi saha pandavaha. Bhavato darasanam yarhi. Bhavato darasanam yarhi. Harishikanam evasihityahu. Harishikanam evishtahu. Evayam nama rupayam. Rupabayayam. Yadobihi saha pandavaha. Bhagavato darshanam vayarhi. Harishikanam iveyastihu. Okay, Bolo, please. Evayam nama rupayam. Yavubahi saha pandavaha. Bhavato darshanam narhi. Harishinam evayastu. Okay. Word for word. Let's do it all together. K, who. Actually, we'll repeat since it doesn't on the board. K, who are, excuse me. Vayam, we. Nama rupayam, without fame and ability. Yadobahi, with the yadus. Saha, along with. Pandavaha, and the Pandavas. Bhavata, your. Adarasanam, absence. Yarhi, as if. Rishi kananam, of the senses. Eva, like. Istahu, of the living being. I first saw darsanam here. I figured it was going to be some kind of seeing of the Lord, but it says absence. That's pretty interesting. As the name, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. as the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit, similarly, if you do not look upon us, all our fame and activities, along with the Pandavas and the Yadus, will end at once. Purport. Kunti Devi is quite aware that the existence of the Pandavas is due to Sri Krishna only. The Pandavas are undoubtedly well established in name and fame and are guided by the great king Yudhishthira, who is morality personified, and the Yadus are undoubtedly great allies. But without the guidance of Lord Krishna, all of them are nonentities, as much as the senses of the body are useless without the guidance of the consciousness. No one should be proud of his prestige, power, and fame without being guided by the favor of the Supreme Lord. The living beings are always dependent, and the ultimate dependable object is the Lord himself. We may therefore invent by our advancement of material knowledge all sorts of counteracting material resources. Without being guided by the Lord, all such inventions end in fiasco, however strong and stout the reactionary elements may be. I want to read that last couple sentences. Of the living beings are always dependent on the ultimate dependable object is the Lord himself. We may therefore invent by our advancement of material knowledge all sorts of counteracting material resources. But without being guided by the Lord, all such inventions are end in fiasco, however strong or stout the reactionary elements may be. Om Gyan Timurandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmaditam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. It's interesting last couple sentences. Kunti Devi is praying to Krishna, saying that if you don't look upon us, then who are we? What is our life about? There is no life without the glance of Krishna. It simply becomes a dead body. And we actually have this understanding. We see this later in the Bhagavatam, right? We see it when Arjuna comes back, right? Because Krishna's left and Arjuna comes back and his life is a fiasco. How is it a fiasco? Well, he comes back and he says, I got ambushed by some farmers, and they robbed us and beat us up, and I couldn't do anything. Not even my bow would work. He says, simply, without Krishna, I have nothing. Matter of fact, Yudhishthira sees Arjuna, right, when he comes back, and he says, he gives so many reasons, just hoping there's a reason for Arjuna's lackluster. Because the Pandavas always, with Krishna by their side, are very vibrant, right? But when Arjuna sees Yudhishthira and Yudhishthira sees Arjuna, he sees nothing. Life is just gone from Arjuna. The body's still alive, it's still breathing, but there's just that missing thing that makes Arjuna Arjuna. And so he uses so many, hoping, just praying, please tell me you're feeling, you're down, you're depressed, you're upset, because, let's name a few. Somebody said something negative about you, right? Somebody blasphemed your name. What else were the other reasons Yudhishthira gave for hoping that Arjuna was feeling down? Does anybody else remember any? There's so many of them, and they're just kind of like not there. A cow passed you on your right side or something like that. Was that Arjuna? Anyways, I'm not remembering them right now, but there's so many reasons Yudhishthira hopes that Arjuna's life force is gone, hoping that the answer at the end would not come. But he knew. He said, is it because our Krishna has left? And yes, the reason why Arjuna is lifeless yet alive is because Krishna is gone. And this is our life. We also show no juice in life. Our life is just juiceless without Krishna. But when we live a life of service with the pleasure to serve Radha and Krishna as pure devotees, then our life becomes so joyful. I'm so happy. Even the most whimsical, or I shouldn't say whimsical, the most trivial of services becomes joyful. Unfortunately, though, because we can't remain in this conditioned state completely Krishna conscious, we start seeing those activities that are maybe not our favorite to do as just some job, something I have to do. It becomes part of the to-do list, right? But Krishna's devotees never have to-do lists. We have service to Krishna lists. And if we can really see like that, each and every service that we do as an offering to the Lord, then our life becomes vibrant. We start to show life. We start to become happy. Srila Prabhupada says in this purport, no one should be proud of his prestige, power, and fame without being guided by the favor of the Supreme Lord. If you say without, then that must be within the guidance and the favor of the Supreme Lord. We can be very proud of our prestige, power, and fame. Oh my gosh, no. Not prestige, power, and fame. We're scared of those. Yes, because we don't know how to use it in Krishna's service. It's not that we're seeking after these, right? We're not anxious for them. We're not endeavoring for prestige, fame, or power. However, if they come to us by the pleasure of Krishna, then what else can we do with them besides be proud of them? If you're a musician and you sing wonderfully, or you play the instrument wonderfully, then there should be some appreciation for that gift that Krishna gave to us. And this is true humility, right? Our humility isn't, I'm an okay musician. Oh, I'm an okay singer. When we over endeavor to be that human in that mood of humility, we're actually slapping Krishna in the face to a certain degree, right? I'm not saying there shouldn't be humility and we shouldn't boast and this and that. But if you can't even take a compliment when somebody appreciates you from the gift that Krishna gave you, then you need to readjust your thinking. You need to readjust that it's not you. It's Krishna that gave you that gift. If you are so much in humility that you can't accept that, then actually that is your pride in self. It's just the same coin, other side, right? Oh, I'm so wonderful. Oh, I'm nothing. Oh, I'm so wonderful. Oh, I'm nothing. Same thing, right? The devotee sees, nope, these are Krishna's gifts. He's given to me, and therefore I'm going to use them in his service to the best of my ability. As a matter of fact, Krishna, give me the intelligence how to use it more, more and more. So, those who aren't Krishna consciousness and us who are still dealing with our conditioned state, we use so many things to try to fill ourselves with. We must fill our life with something, right? And we try to fill it with things. We try to fill it with toys. We try to fill it with cheap admiration. So many things we try to fill ourselves with, but they don't hit the spot. They come up short. Srila Prabhupada mentions this is our we're trying to counteract with material resources, right? We're trying to I'm not happy. I know I want to be happy, and yet it's just out of my reach. I get a little smell, a little whiff of it every once in a while, where I find a little bit of so-called happiness and it's just gone, fleeting, right? When I'm distributing books, I like to explain when you get a new car, right? New car is so awesome until you have to change the oil. And you have to go there and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to go I got to go, I got to make time to go to the to the shop. And then they're going to try to sell me an air filter. And then they're going to try to sell me some windshield wipers. And all of a sudden the car is not that source of happiness. It's that source of misery, right? And so we do this like this. We find some material thing that we're trying to fill. But if we have the right perspective and can understand, just like our gifts, that these material things we have are Krishna's, and that we are using them for our service, then they become service. They actually start to fill the hole. The car is my vehicle that takes me to my service in so many different ways. And therefore, it's not the funnest thing to take it in for oil. But you know what? It's not so bad. I need to, I need to feed this machine, this body. I need to maintain it with some nice exercise and this and that and feed it nicely. But you know what? It's not so bad because my focus isn't the changing of the oil or the feeding of the body or the cutting of my hair or the going to the doctor. I'm living a life that is Krishna's. And so therefore I have to maintain some stuff. And it becomes tolerable, Matter of fact, sometimes we can get to the other side where it's desirable to take care of our machine, right? Let me have a nice diet. Let me have a nice health. Let me have nice exercise. Because I really want the energy and vitality to do my service. And so therefore, you go to the gym and it's part of that time. And you throw in some lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Like, oh, actually I like this part of my day. I like the 45 minutes that I go and sit on the treadmill, or not sit. I hope you're not sitting on a treadmill. Walk on the treadmill, or get on the elliptical or whatever. Like, oh, this is actually pretty nice and calming. Before I used to hate exercise, and it was like a job, and it was like, oh my gosh. But now I got 45 minutes. I'm going to go, work my machine so that it can have the energy and vitality that I need to do my service. I throw in a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. 45 minutes gone like that. So we should do like this in our life. We should try to connect everything with Krishna. Not that I have something that is separate than Krishna. If you have something that you think is separate from Krishna and some material enjoyment, then I suggest you really think hardly about how to connect it with Krishna. Even if you write it down. Say, I'm going to change the oil in my car today. And I know that this car is taking me to my services. It's helping me take my family, my friends to their services, and therefore I will do it joyfully. Well, make an impact in your life. You'll start to just experience as service to Krishna. Unfortunately, we aren't very conscious in life. Srila Prabhupada says, before we become Krishna conscious, we must be conscious. So we can do like this. We can use a little bit of consciousness before we do our activities. Some people can write it down, or somebody can pray. Krishna, I'm doing this so what you could see as material or mundane activity. But I know nothing is separate from you. I know nothing is outside of your energy. So therefore, I'm going to do this with the attitude that it's for you. You know what Krishna does? Is I'm not really interested in your oil changing car, doesn't he? No. Matter of fact, it's really crazy. Krishna will accept that. Isn't that? It's really mind blowing that Krishna will see that as long as we do it with a little bit of effort to say, I'm going to do this for you, Krishna. And he'll accept it like it's the most beautiful. So that Krishna gives us, he gives us the most benefit for the least effort. So whatever we do with even a little effort, he gives us the most benefit for us. So try not to live a mundane life, a life of to-dos or walking around like a zombie. Try to connect everything with Krishna. Try to consciously decide that I will do everything for Krishna, and then go through your day like that. I'm going to take this shower, and I'm going to take this shower for Krishna. I'm going to clean this body nicely. And the thing is, at the time, you might not feel it. You might not feel like you're that it is an offering. But as I said, Krishna accepts the little effort as the most benefit. And so can you imagine this? That maybe at first you don't feel it, but you get used to in life offering everything to Krishna, even your shower, even your oil change, even the most mundane things. And all of a sudden, a week later, you're like, whoa, my rounds are going a little bit nicer. What's going on here? Oh, a month. Oh, a year, 5 years. Because every single time you've done just a little thing for Krishna, he's giving you the best of it. It's called momentum, right? Momentum is, we're trying to move our momentums towards Krishna, towards his lotus feet. And so we are, yes, in a bummer deal right now. We have a body that is made up of elements, material elements, that needs maintenance. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, right, that for everybody's maintenance, they must work, right? So we have to work. We have to work very hard. Might as well make it into a good deal, right? Srila Prabhupada says, everything is a zero in life until you do what? Put the one in front, right? Yes. So, you can put a 1 in front of your oil change. This lecture is going to be called the oil change. No, I'm just trying to really plant in there that the most mundane activity, if you do for Krishna, again, you might not at that time feel it, but over time, through your little activities, Krishna starts to shift your perspective. He starts to shift that and then you're at the oil change and the person goes, wow, you look happy. Like, yeah, check out this book. Maybe it'll make you happy too. All of a sudden, Krishna starts showing us the opportunities that we can even get more happiness, right? If we're so busy thinking about, I shouldn't, what I'm trying to say is if we're not, if we're feeling the down pole of mundane activities, then how can we see the opportunities that our Krishna is giving us? Our Krishna, yes, our Kalashanji. How can we see them? We're so busy, wrapped up in our negative thoughts. Our mind loves it. Oh, yes, negative thoughts. Oh, depression. Oh, sadness. How we love this. And this is what Krishna says is the enemy, right? When the mind is an enemy. It can be our friend or our enemy. So our mind is saying, flickering, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And if we're busy in a mundane life of to-dos, then it's saying, oh, this sucks. Oh, this is good. Excuse me. Oh, this stinks. Oh, this is good, all from a material point of view, which is all lackluster. But if we can use the intelligence to start understanding that everything is Krishna's, everything is to be used in service, the mind starts being our friend, and it starts seeing those opportunities. All of a sudden, the world starts changing. All of a sudden, opportunities come that we never would have thought. You know, we have amazing stories by our senior devotees that are going through amazing things, and it's because they live a life of meditating on Krishna always. And so Krishna and them have this wonderful Leela where Krishna brings things up to him and shows them, oh, you know, here's this amazing thing, here's this amazing thing, and they can see it. They're using the friend as a mind to be able to see it. For instance, I'll kind of explain this when I'm a little more in detail. You ever said to your kids, hey, go grab the salt or the pepper or the spice, and they come back and they say, I didn't see it. And you go, no, it's right in the cupboard, right, like just look a little bit up, it's there. Mom, Dad, I can't see it. And they're like, just look a little bit harder. No, I can't see it. No, I can't see it. And this is actually hypnotism, like a way of hypnotizing. They've actually hypnotized themselves into not seeing the salt, because you walk up there and what do? Right there. You know? And so actually the mind does not see it. It actually will take it and go and put it away. It's an actual thing, a medical thing. So if we're doing this, if we're focusing and meditating on mundane things and the bummer deal that life's giving us, what's going to show up in our face? Bummer deals. Bummer deals everywhere, right? But if we go, no, everything is Krishna's, I'm going to make my life Krishna consciousness with my best endeavor by seeing everything as an offering to Krishna, then imagine what we see. Imagine what comes in front of our eyes. It's not hard to imagine. Krishna comes in front of our eyes. He may come in this way or that way or this way or that way. But eventually, he himself, holding his flute, will come into front of our vision. And we will be very happy. Okay, I did the best I could. 8:10. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Please share. Share your thoughts. What do you think about this? What do you think about life, living as a to-do list of just actions that are a bummer compared to living life in Krishna consciousness and really trying to see every activity as Krishna? Any comments? I'm going to chant Hare Krishna while we get the microphone so all you on YouTube can listen in. Rupanuga Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Haribol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes, so you made a very good point about as
it sounds like it's on. It sounds like it's very quiet. I don't know if we can turn it up anymore. Can we? Did they fix it? Just go ahead. Just put it real close and talk a little bit louder if you can.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There we go.
Yeah. So as we discussed, and you did mention about that as we start offering everything to Krishna, that everything, your day-to-day activities for Krishna, you think about Krishna all the time. Things get easier and easier as you progress and as you evolve with Krishna consciousness. I have really experienced it, and as you see with japa and everything, initially you make an effort to finish your 16 rounds, and then as you keep going, and if you keep going and you start your day, and then you feel like those are effortless. Those rounds go so quickly, and you don't realize when the 16 are done, to a point that you keep going more and more.
Mhm.
So this is how it is. You're very true about how things get so easy once you start thinking about Krishna all the time. So,
Haribol.
Haribol.
Testimony. Think about Krishna. Amazing thing too is that in this attitude, Krishna starts taking away or making it very clear the things that we shouldn't do, right? I'm living frustrated, like I'm really giving my best effort and I am doing those things that are my duty and giving them to Krishna. And then you start to see the things that maybe are extra in your life that you don't necessarily need to do because they're not giving you life. They're not alive in you. And you start to like go, okay, how can I cut this thing off in my life? Because I really don't think it's pleasing Krishna if it's not coming up into me as something that I'm alive about. That sometimes is difficult for us to understand because we're still wondering, am I still being impersonal in the sense of, am I renouncing improperly, like Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita? Am I just being lazy? Anyways, these other conditions that we have that we might be, so we check with somebody. Okay, I'm thinking, I've been experiencing this with this activity, and I'm not sure if it's my duty or if it's Krishna really telling me, like, give this up. Like, really, it's not something that is for your best service. And if you come out of that going, I don't know, then keep doing it. But if you're like very clear through the good instructions of your friends and your mentors, just get rid of it. Don't let it suck you up dry, It might be somebody else's service that you stuck your nose in. That's true. I've noticed that. Sometimes I get sometimes I get very passionate or very enthusiastic. And I might take on a project that's really not mine, So then I'm like, oh no, oops. So then you calm down, start, hey, what do you think about, you want to do this? Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yes. Okay. Sometimes that can be our service. Any other comments?
I'll share something. Because you were talking about everything you do should be as an offering to Krishna, and you gave the example of even an oil change. But when I was new to Krishna consciousness, I was reading Bhagavad Gita and going to classes, I heard that a lot. Like everything you do, you should offer to Krishna. And I was struggling with it, and I asked Maharaj, because I was like, I don't get it. Like, how is my work I'm supposed to offer that to Krishna? I'm like filing papers all day. How do I make this devotional to Krishna? And his advice to me, he said, well, you should act in such a way at your work that it gives a favorable impression to people of devotees. So you should focus on doing your work honestly and being hardworking and having a pleasant demeanor. And in that way, as representing a devotee, your work is basically your offering to Krishna.
Wow.
And I found that helpful.
It's very nice. Thank you so much. It brought up into me when Srila Prabhupada says in the Nectar of Instruction, the advancement of the devotee depends on their attitude. So if you're at work having a bad attitude, you're basically raising your hand saying, Krishna, I don't want advancement. I have a bad attitude. This stinks. But then we do, such a good point, right? We change our attitude, start being favorable, tolerant, patient, just smiling at people. I've noticed that, it said that every time you see a devotee, you should be happy, right? So I actually started being conscious of it. I should smile when I see devotees. Don't just, my happiness increased. Am I happy? Yeah. We shouldn't do it to try to get things out of people, right? We shouldn't try to extract things on it, but we should do it as an offering to Krishna. Hey, when I see devotees, I'm going to smile. I'm going to hopefully, maybe, just maybe Krishna, if it's your arrangement, that smile might be something that gives them a little upliftment, Ain't easy. being a conditioned soul. Any other comments, thoughts, questions? No? Okay. I think we'll end a little bit early then. I think this was okay. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha. Kripa Sindhuvyavacha. Patitanam Bhavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Mahaprasadam ki jai.